The crisp morning air in Turfloop carries an unmistakable sense of quiet dread as the ongoing turmoil at Queasy Beauty reaches a critical boiling point. Inside the stylish reception area, employees whisper in hushed tones, nervously eyeing the hallway while attempting to maintain a professional facade for incoming clients. The corporate tension has been escalating rapidly over the past few days, driven by deep-seated personal grievances, unresolved contract disputes, and an increasingly toxic working environment. Stanley, feeling backed into a corner after a series of humiliating confrontations, stands outside the building, staring at the glass doors with intense determination. He knows that taking on a powerful business entity is a risky gamble, yet he remains firmly convinced that staying silent is no longer a viable option. Meanwhile, inside the main office, Queasy paces back and forth, reviewing financial documents and internal correspondence with a sharp, critical eye. She understands the potential damage that an unrestrained workplace battle could inflict on her brand's reputation and bottom line. Every phone call, every unexpected knock at the door, seems to heighten the anxiety hanging over the executive suite. As staff members move cautiously between treatment rooms, the rift between management and dissatisfied workers continues to widen exponentially. It becomes overwhelmingly clear to everyone present that simple verbal agreements will no longer suffice to settle this dispute. With pride, livelihoods, and professional standing hanging in the balance, both sides prepare themselves for an unprecedented, full-scale corporate showdown that will inevitably alter their futures forever. Driven by a profound sense of unfairness and mistreatment, Stanley takes a decisive step that escalates the conflict into formal legal territory. Recognizing that informal negotiations have completely collapsed, he arranges an urgent consultation with a highly reputable defense attorney in town. The atmosphere inside the legal office is quiet, focused, and starkly serious, presenting a sharp contrast to the chaotic environment at Queasy Beauty. Sitting across from his legal advisor, Stanley carefully lays out the entire sequence of events, providing documentation, personal records, and detailed accounts of recent incidents. His attorney listens attentively, making precise notes while analyzing the contractual obligations, labor regulations, and potential liabilities involved in the case. The lawyer emphasizes that challenging a well-established commercial brand requires a meticulous, unshakable strategy, as emotional outbursts will only weaken their standing in court. As they review various legal avenues, Stanley is forced to confront the harsh reality of prolonged litigation, including potential financial strain, public scrutiny, and intense emotional stress. Nevertheless, hearing his legal rights clearly articulated gives him a newfound sense of confidence and emotional relief. The attorney outlines the immediate action plan, which involves drafting formal legal notices and demanding immediate accountability from management. By the end of the meeting, Stanley signs the official representation agreement, officially closing the door on casual negotiations. He walks out of the office knowing that his decision will trigger an aggressive counteroffensive, but he feels fully prepared to fight for justice, dignity, and his rightful restitution in this corporate battle. Word of Stanley's legal moves reaches Queasy sooner than expected, prompting an immediate and assertive response from management. Refusing to be caught off guard or intimidated, Queasy contacts her own corporate attorneys to secure comprehensive legal defense. In an urgent briefing held inside a high-end corporate boardroom, Queasy and her legal representatives meticulously examine every angle of the emerging lawsuit. Her attorneys advise her to maintain complete composure, cautioning that public statements or emotional reactions could severely jeopardize their position in upcoming proceedings. They conduct a thorough review of company policies, employee agreements, and recent internal communications to build an unassailable legal defense. Queasy expresses her determination to safeguard the business reputation she worked tirelessly to build, emphasizing that any attempt to destabilize the company must be met with firm, unwavering opposition. The legal team drafts formal response letters designed to counter every claim made by Stanley's counsel, signaling that Queasy Beauty will not back down easily. As the strategy session progresses, the harsh realization sets in that this dispute will consume significant time, financial resources, and emotional energy. Nonetheless, Kwesi remains resolute, instructing her team to spare no effort in protecting the brand's integrity. Outside the boardroom, key staff members sense the shift toward formal litigation, realizing that neutral ground no longer exists within the company. With both sides now fully armed with legal representation, the personal rift officially transforms into a high-stakes, uncompromising legal battle that will test the resilience of everyone involved in this corporate power struggle. Across town at Turf High School, a very different kind of tension simmers beneath the routine exterior of everyday academic life. Mr. Q, a respected and attentive teacher, conducts his lessons while maintaining his usual engaging classroom presence. However, subtle shifts in interpersonal dynamics are beginning to complicate his professional environment. In the hallways and during classroom breaks, a particular learner displays an unusually focused interest in gaining Mr. Q's personal attention. What initially appears as routine academic enthusiasm starts taking on a distinctly personal, lingering quality, marked by frequent visits to his staff office and casual conversations that stray far beyond the standard curriculum. Mr. Q, fully aware of his professional obligations and the strict ethical boundaries required of an educator, attempts to manage these interactions with polite, firm distance. Yet, the persistent attention creates a delicate, uncomfortable atmosphere that does not go entirely unnoticed by observant classmates. Rumors and quiet observations begin circulating among the student body, raising subtle eyebrows and creating underlying chatter. As Mr. Q reviews assignment papers at his desk, he feels the weight of maintaining professional integrity in an environment where personal boundaries are becoming increasingly blurred. He reminds himself of the grave personal and professional consequences associated with improper teacher-student relationships. Nevertheless, the ongoing interactions continue to test his resolve, creating a quiet yet persistent moral dilemma that threatens to disrupt the peaceful atmosphere of Turf High and endanger his hard-earned professional reputation in ways he never anticipated when starting his teaching career. As the afternoon progresses at Turf High, the boundary-pushing dynamic between Mr. Q and the learner intensifies significantly during an after-school study session. Finding themselves in a quieter setting away from the bustling corridors, the student takes advantage of the privacy to offer flattered compliments and personal affection toward Mr. Q. Rather than shutting down the conversation immediately, Mr. Q hesitates, caught off guard by the blunt emotional honesty and attention. That brief moment of vulnerability opens a dangerous doorway, allowing informal, overly personal conversation to replace professional academic guidance. The learner, sensing Mr. Q's hesitation, continues to test limits by steering discussions toward personal feelings, future desires, and private life. Mr. Q experiences a sharp internal conflict, as his moral compass and professional code urge him to stop the interaction at once, yet his ego and emotional loneliness draw him deeper into the situation. He attempts to reframe the conversation back to school subjects, but his tone lacks the firm authority needed to establish strict boundaries. Each passing minute makes it harder to re-establish a professional distance without creating awkwardness or disappointment. The atmosphere inside the classroom becomes charged with unspoken expectations and dangerous emotional ambiguity. Outside, the school grounds gradually empty as staff and students head home, leaving Mr. Q increasingly isolated in a precarious position. By failing to enforce immediate, clear boundaries, Mr. Q takes an unwitting step toward a slippery slope that could destroy his professional standing and cause lasting harm to everyone involved at school. Back at Kwesi Beauty, the inevitable legal storm officially arrives when formal legal documents are delivered directly to the administrative reception desk. The physical presence of legal paperwork creates an immediate hush throughout the entire facility, confirming that the dispute has transitioned from private arguments to official court proceedings. Staff members glance nervously at one another, well aware that the impending legal battle could jeopardize their job security, daily income, and working environment. management attempts to project an aura of calm control, instructing employees to maintain standard business operations and refrain from spreading rumors. However, behind closed doors, executive meetings grow increasingly intense as advisors analyze the legal claims and formulate tactical responses. The ongoing friction creates a split atmosphere where loyalty is questioned, and routine daily tasks feel weighed down by unspoken anxiety. Some employees express quiet sympathy for Stanley's plight, while others feel that Queasy Beauty must be protected at all costs to preserve the business. The arrival of legal letters forces everyone to confront the harsh reality that neutral positions are no longer sustainable. As phones ring continuously and client appointments proceed under an awkward strain, management realizes that public perception of the brand is at severe risk. The legal notices demand detailed documentation and formal responses within tight deadlines, placing immense pressure on administrative staff. What was once a thriving local business now resembles a defensive fortress preparing for a protracted legal siege that will test the endurance of every single person under its corporate roof. Meanwhile, as twilight falls over Turfloop, Mr. Q reaches a dangerous turning point in his ongoing personal struggle. Despite his earlier efforts to resist temptation and maintain professional boundaries, his internal defenses break down under persistent emotional pressure. Late in the day, away from the watchful eyes of colleagues and school administrators, Mr. Q allows himself to succumb to the improper temptation presenting itself. A pivotal decision is made, one that crosses clear ethical, professional, and personal boundaries that he was sworn to uphold as an educator. The moment is marked by a heavy, silent realization of the line he has just crossed, as rationalization briefly replaces moral judgment. In the immediate aftermath, a profound sense of anxiety and private regret begins to settle over him, highlighting the immense risk he has taken with his career and life. The temporary thrill of the moment quickly gives way to a chilling awareness of the potential fallout if his actions are ever exposed to school authorities, parents, or the broader community. Mr. Q finds himself trapped in a web of deceit, realizing that a single compromised decision can trigger a cascading series of destructive consequences. He attempts to regain his composure and act as though nothing unusual has transpired, but his uneasy demeanor betrays his inner turmoil. The quiet classroom now feels heavy with unspoken secrets, serving as a silent reminder that he has compromised his professional integrity in a way that cannot be easily undone by simple excuses or late apologies. As night settles over the community of Turfloop, the dual narrative threads of corporate warfare and personal moral compromise reach a fraught, uneasy equilibrium. At Queasy Beauty, the formal engagement of legal counsel by both Stanley and Queasy sets the stage for an explosive legal confrontation that promises to reshape the local business landscape. Neither party is willing to back down, and the rising hostility guarantees that upcoming legal proceedings will expose deep secrets, test personal loyalties, and exact a heavy financial and emotional toll on everyone involved. Simultaneously, at Turf High, Mr. Q's fateful decision to succumb to improper temptation creates an impending scandal that threatens to shatter his professional standing and destabilize the school environment. The burden of maintaining his web of secrets looms over him, as any future slip-up could bring immediate exposure and devastating public fallout. Both storylines highlight how impulsive choices, unresolved grievances, and boundary violations can quickly snowball into uncontrollable crises. The people of Turfloop remain largely unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface, yet the stage is inexorably set for massive shifts across both corporate and educational spheres. As the day draws to a quiet close, the underlying tension leaves viewers hanging on the edge of their seats, anticipating how these legal battles and scandalous secrets will unfold in the days ahead. The battle lines have been drawn, the compromise choices have been made, and the dramatic consequences are now completely inevitable for every single resident living within the town of Turfloop.